Hey guys, welcome back to the Speed in Focus podcast. I am Jeremy Slanius and
Andy Schultz. It's been such a long time since our last podcast.
all right, Biden. So we're down there some. Anyways, it has been very long since our last podcast. I do believe probably 2 months at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the whole summer because we've both been super busy.
Yeah, busy at different events than each other. So yeah, this kind of a season wrap up sort of thing, and then what we're doing for the winter.
Yep.
We'll talk about what our favorite events were, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. But kind of a wrap up of the summer, and then where we're gonna take it from here. So, anyways, let's start off. So. We've been at many events actually together, but I think we've, tried to bring the podcast stuff with us a few times. However, it just...
Timing was never working out.
Yeah, we're just both so busy when we're at the events. So, we actually made it to an event again last weekend together.
Hallett?
Yep, we were down at Hallett.
This is a new track for both of us.
Yep. Neither one of us had been there before, so I took the Corvette. And we also had Steven, one of our other people that go with us quite often, Stephen Bright. He still owes me a podcast or two, so we'll have to get him on at some point in time to talk over his year.
Yep.
Yeah, so we went down there, new track for both of us. You and I, at least. Steven had been there before. And it was a really good weekend.
Perfect weather.
Yeah, on our drive down, it was absolutely pouring out. And I was still a little worried, even though it said for that Saturday, since it was just a single day event with the SCCA mid-div time trials, that it was going to be rainy. But by the time we woke up Saturday morning, it was real nice, actually.
Yeah, blue skies and everything.
Yep. Nice, warm. I would call it warm, not hot.
Started off a little chilly.
Yeah, it was definitely chilly in the morning. But by the time the day rolled on, I think it's 65-ish.
Yeah.
Got up to there. So, yeah.
Saturday morning. Jeremy started off the morning with the most amazing song in the world. For those of you that have been to Hallett, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The chicken song.
Chicken, rooster, whatever you want to call it. Whatever it is the biggest piece of horrid, I don't want to say too many things bad about it, but horrid tradition I have ever heard in my life. So I've heard about this before, but I did not believe that out of a scale of 1 to 10, they played it at a 30.
Yeah.
50 fucking feet away from where we were unloading that morning.
Yeah, it was loud. It was very loud. And
obnoxious. Unnecessary. Now, so one playthrough of whatever the verse, chorus, or whatever it was would have been funny, right? I would have been annoyed by it because it was so loud and truly maybe 50 feet away from where we had parked the big trailer, because we got a new trailer. We'll talk about that too. The speaker was maybe 50 feet away, and I was standing on top of the trailer, unstrapping cars, and it just starts, and all of a sudden I'm like, all right, whatever. I heard this was coming around, right? One verse.
And then it gets kind of quiet, like it's going to quit.
Yep, and then bam, right in your face.
Fires right back up.
And 4 times, at least. It had to have gone through 4 times. If anybody from Hallett is listening, I am truly debating on not going back simply because of that. It was horrible. Horrible. That's all I'm going to say about it, because the rest of the day was great. But that was terrible.
Great track.
Yeah, no, the track was amazing. In the proper direction. The other direction, I don't really like it. We have a car that's pretty quick. And like going downhill into a couple of those braking zones were really weird going backwards. We're doing like 115 miles an hour into a downhill braking zone downhill. And if you get it wrong, the tire wall is like 40 feet off track.
Especially with the wet grass. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was wet the day before. So
it
was going to be moist.
Very moist.
Yeah. So that I didn't enjoy too much. But counterclockwise, the actual way the track is set up to go normally was great. There's one section that I didn't think flowed super well, but everything else was great. So, like, I guess it would be turn maybe like 3-4, kind of an S complex.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to flow super well. Just the line you had to take to kind of chop off and make the S as straight as possible just felt funky. But I'm sure it would get better as I drove the track more. I had 3 sessions going counterclockwise, and then afternoon was the other direction. So 3 sections, we were down to 1:23.880, which is the fastest time of the SCCA weekend at least. But
nice.
Of the SCCA car times that were posted as track times, there's 120 point something was the fastest GT1 car there. So 120 point something was what I would have really liked to shoot for if we had a full afternoon of going the proper direction, but we did not. We went the other way.
So is next year?
Maybe. There is a maybe for next year.
Well, that's why you just show up a little bit later.
I can't. We barely had everything unloaded by the time we were there.
That's why we got to show up the night before.
Yeah.
Get everything unloaded. Then that way you don't have to listen to the chicken.
Well, we would have normally had everything unloaded, but it was a little bit smaller event. So by the time
all the rain.
Yeah. By the time we got there, it had been just downpouring. So we really didn't feel like unloading. And then by the time we got parked up, it was pretty late already. We were running behind, and we were leaving after work anyways. So, yeah. But I love the track. I don't really have any complaints about how the event went, other than it could have been not gone the other direction in the afternoon, and I would have liked that better.
Yeah.
6 sessions in one day going the right direction would have been real nice. That would have been great. But yeah.
Why did the SCCA change that up?
I don't know. So for road racing, Hallett's a pretty decent sized event for them every year, and they go one day they go the counterclockwise, and the other day switch it out. And they call it back asswards, where they go the other direction.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that direction, so I may not like it. But so like we switched halfway through the day, when that was the only time that I'd ever been to that track. Yeah. So it really messed with my brain the first session out. It's like, oh, this is terrible. I don't like this direction at all.
Yeah.
But, if we had started that way, I probably would have been just fine with it, right?
Yeah.
You just got used to it. It would have just been how it was. But we didn't. And I really liked the other direction. So Hallett has put together a great 1.8 mile track.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed it. I will potentially be back. It is on the NASA schedule for next year, I do believe. And we go to all of those with the trailer of at least somebody that we're helping do trackside services with for the weekend. So we'll most likely be there. Maybe we'll be driving. Maybe we won't.
All right. Yeah, because you'll be supporting Steve, I'm sure.
Yeah, at least Steve. We've got a couple other people who are, on the docket of potentially being trackside service customers for next year as well.
Unfortunately, I will not be making that one.
But man, that chicken. Chicken. What? I think we've talked about this, but what do you got going on that event?
Nothing. Well, I don't know. I'd have to look at the schedule, but I know they've got. Hallett has their own track photographer, Tim Turner, I believe.
Yeah, they may have their own track photographer, but if a team pays you to be there.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
A team.
Because I know I asked about going down there one time, and
Yeah, but a team is paying you to be there.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think we can get it by.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But I'm sure I'll probably have something going on at Ozarks. We shall see.
Yeah, it's possible. How many times were you there this weekend? Or this weekend? This year?
Ozarks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Had been 20.
I lost count.
Had to be.
Yeah, it was a lot.
You were at the lake house way more than we were. I think in the last 2 years, it's been 2 years now that you've been staying at the lake house?
Yeah. Because the first year.
2 full years.
Yeah, because the first year I was staying at hotels and stuff.
Yeah, 2 full years. Yeah. I think in those 2 years, you have been to that lake house more than I have been ever. Now, that being said, when I go there, I'm hanging out and I'm typically enjoying
sleeping.
the water, and you're just there.
I don't even get to enjoy the water.
8 or 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day, that's it, just sleeping.
Yeah.
Or, editing photos and such, so.
At least it's a good view when I'm editing photos.
Yeah.
As long as the sun's out, like when I'm looking out the windows, that's pretty sweet.
Yep. Goose gang typically strolling by most of the time. Goose gang being, a flock of geese that like to hang out in our little cove area.
Every once in a while, I swear I saw an otter. That one time, jump off the little dock area.
Yeah. It's possible,
but
there's freshwater otter, but I've never seen one there. That doesn't mean they're not there though.
So I saw something jump off. Mm-hmm. It had 4 legs and it swam.
Is the neighbor's cat. Yeah.
Man. Yep. What was your favorite event this year? I know you didn't make a whole lot. Did you? I don't think.
Yeah, we did well this year. I think we did 10.
Maybe I'm thinking of last year then.
Last year we didn't make a lot.
But I'm also so jumbled from all the events I've been to, but I couldn't remember how many events I went to with you.
Man, I think the only time we were in an event together was Ozarks.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, and Hallett.
And Hallett, yeah.
Yeah, because SCCA so it was like, what, 2 Ozarks events? It was NASA and SCCA.
Probably 3 Ozarks events. We were at Ozarks twice, I think, for NASA. Yeah, probably at least twice.
Okay.
And then.
Oh no, because you went in July, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't make the July event. I was out in North Carolina.
Gotcha.
So it would have been 3, but
yeah, I think we did 10 or 12 events total with the Corvette this year. I mean, excuse me, like total events that we were at this year was 20, I think.
Yeah,
20 or more maybe between events we went to with Steven, and then I think there was one event or 2 events that I just went to hang out with that we were down at the lake. I was there for half a day or something with.
Yeah.
But my favorite event, let's see, it's hard not to, say that my favorite event every year is Road America, right? Like I go to Road America once a year, no matter what, at least with some group, right? This year we went Grid Life, but Road America is always at least on the top of my list because we get to go to hang out with my family up there, and then some of them come out, watch, hang out, and so that's really the only time. This year they actually came to see 2 events. They actually came to an Autobahn event at a Grid Life event as well. But if I have to just put one on from this year, I think it would have to be Laguna Seca.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grid Life Laguna Seca for the festival was a great time. I will say that 27 hours of driving.
Not such a great time.
Well, that was like what it was supposed to be, right? By the time, you're actually going 27 hours of driving, with a trailer and, a set of dogs and another person, by the time you make it there, it comes out to like 32 hours of drive time because you had a bunch of fuel stops and food stops and such like that.
Yeah.
And then, so it took 2 whole days to get there. which is fine. We had planned enough time. Driving back, we took a little bit less because we didn't quite stop as much. But yeah, Laguna was crazy cool. Believe it or not, everybody, thinks the corkscrew is amazing. I found it as something that just happens, right? Like, you're coming up 5, 6, and then, there's a blind, like over crest to the left and then down into the corkscrew, right? Well, that just happens. The corkscrew it's something you just fall into. As long as you set up good to it, you just fall into it, scrape the crap out of the arrow, and then you're out of the corner, right?
So did you get any cool like spark shooting shots while you were going around that scraping corner?
No. So we run aluminum splitter pucks for that reason, right?
Yeah.
I don't really want to start anything under the car on fire, so we run aluminum splitter pucks on all of our cars that we run and all of our cars we take care of. So, so I actually found the 5, 6, and I guess technically maybe 7. I don't know. I've been to so many tracks this year that are new that I can't count the numbers of what turn is what sometimes, but 5, 6, and then up to the corkscrew was so much fun. Like, if you get that part of the track right, you're constantly uphill. I'd like to have 200 more horsepower at least, right? The Corvette makes 415 right now, and 600 would have been like minimum I would have really liked to have.
Yeah.
But 6 is such high compression of just a immediate bump into the car that like we scraped off probably 1/8 of an inch of the rear subframe.
Damn.
Yeah. I took all of the aero with us, but thankfully I decided to go out first practice session without the diffuser on. There wouldn't have been a diffuser left.
Yeah.
After the first session.
Would have ripped that thing right off.
Yeah, just like we would have been through the diffuser by at least 1/2 an inch. That's how far up the subframe still is. We needed a lot more spring for that. Yeah. And I didn't really plan on that. Like, I thought a couple other places of the track were going to be rough, just based off. I've played that track on racing games since, I was probably 10, right?
Yeah.
So I know the layout. I know what it looks like. But, like, just the amount of compression through there. I know now why every time I do that track in a game, I just fly off the damn course right there. The car hits the ground right off the course.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at sim games and sim racing and all that crap anyways, right? But every time I try, just straight off course. Now I know why. But now driving it, actually being there and driving it, I like to set up differently in a sim game and see if I can, do it a little bit better. But yeah, Laguna was a crazy cool time, and it's a festival. So driving that far, getting to, see different people you haven't driven against ever, and just an area where the car builds are slightly different than they are in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So, like, out here in the Midwest, there's just a boatload of Corvettes and other muscle cars and such like that. But that's the cars that people are into around here. It wasn't that way out there. Subarus, Civics, Porsches, the other stuff.
Yeah.
Were a lot of them. And they were cool. There's a lot of really cool builds that were done. Just not.
Yeah, didn't Mike Coons take his Subaru out there?
Yep. Mike Coons was out there with his Subaru. Yeah.
I like that car.
Yeah, it's a cool car. Really cool car. Yeah, so everything's just a little bit different. Plus, you get to see. We'd never been to that part of the California. Like, I've been to California 4 or 5 times now. Like, we've been to LA a couple of times. We've been to San Francisco. I've been to San Diego a couple of times. But Monterey, or that area that it's in, is just kind of in a middle ground between all of those. And it was a really cool spot. It's definitely a place where there's a lot of money. Like, you drive past 50 large vineyards to get to the track. And then, oh my gosh, 1 second. We got there, right? Like, it's Laguna is like in a bowl on top of a hill.
Okay.
Right? I wouldn't call it a mountain.
Yeah.
But it's on top of a hill. But you're traveling 100 feet up, no matter where you're going to get into it. And like 2 minutes after we got there and we chose the wrong entrance, they sent out a clarification message of which entrance to take.
Oh, shit.
So we were already in the wrong one.
Yeah.
And it like was just curving up into like this area. And I'm like, all right, this is the only entrance I saw. So it's got to be right. But how in the world are these toter homes going to get through here? Thankfully, all we had was, just our F-150 and single open trailer, right? Yeah. So after we got there, we found out there was another way. And I ended up taking that way to get into town a couple of times. I'm like, oh, still a lot of elevation change and kind of back and forth corners, but they're wider swept than the ones that we were at. So like the big semis and such, could get in pretty easy. But I thought that was funny,
Nice.
Taking the wrong entrance. Oh, well, it happens, right?
Yep. New track, you learn something new.
Yeah, but you can tell Laguna is an old school track, and like proper old school, where there's not a place that you can't see the track at.
Nice.
And I think those tracks are so fun.
Yeah.
Like, there's some really cool tracks in this country, right? But there are some places where you just can't get to. There's a new one here in KC, for instance, Hedge Hollow, like, right?
Yeah.
There's one place to watch that, and it's right on that little
Main straight
area. And that's it. You cannot see anything else.
Yeah.
So, like, Laguna, Road America, a new track that you can see everything at, Ozarks. There's not a part of that track that you can't watch.
Yeah.
Those tracks are so fun. Because you can, like Grid Life, we were there for a Grid Life event, and they do GLTC, which is a Grid Life Touring Cup. That's their wheel-to-wheel series. They have 60 cars on track together all the time. And so, like, you just pick a different place to watch it, and there's always something to look at. So it's super cool that when we get to go to those tracks.
I think that's why I like the NASA events at Ozarks, because there's always a whole bunch of cars on track. Doesn't matter where you're at. There's always something going on.
Yep. Yeah. Especially with Ozarks, too, though. Because there's just so many places where you can see 3 parts of the track at one time.
Especially that turn 16 hill.
Yep.
I think it's the best because you can see 4 layers of track.
Mm-hmm.
You got turns down 10, 11, and then you got, let's see, what is that? 15 to 16, 1 to 2, and then you can also see down to 5 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And, like Ozarks has done, there's just trails everywhere.
Yeah.
At Laguna. Now, some of them are only like footpath size, but but you can see everything.
Yeah.
And it's on a hill, so it's pretty cool. To where, like, I was just watching just observing the first day that we got there, up on the top of the hill, like at Corkscrew area. You can turn around and see down the front straight, down turn 1, 2, and 3.
Nice. Yeah, I need to make a trip out there.
Turn around back the other direction. All of a sudden, you can see 4, 5. You lose it at 6 because it's on a weird hill area, but then they come back up and you're right there. From that hill, you can see just about everything. So,
nice.
Yeah. Laguna would be my favorite place we went to this year.
I need to get out there. Give me a media pass.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, they're back at Thunder Hill, which is another California track this weekend, but we just don't have.
Yeah.
I don't have the wherewithal to go to another spot right now. I want to be there. I do. I really want to be there. And I had a bunch of people today send me a message of people I met out in California and have been out in California and met from other places or other series in the country, and they send me a message. Hey, you coming out? Looking forward to seeing it. And I said, no, unfortunately, we're not. I'm looking forward to not going anywhere this weekend. as much as I want to be racing. And I did actually send a message to a track today that said, hey, you got any open track days left? I'd really like to do some testing. But yeah, it's sad that Harlan Park is gone. You can't do that.
I know, right?
40 minutes away. Good track events all the time. Yeah. How about you? What was your favorite?
Man, probably NASA in October. I don't know. It's always either the April or the October events. Like usually the first and the last NASA events are the best. Always have the biggest turnouts. Just tons of fun, great people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get a final car count at the October event, but it had to be well over 150.
Yeah, I think it was like, it was definitely over that.
Yeah. There was a lot of people everywhere.
Yep.
Which is good.
Yeah.
More people, more competition. That's what I like to go to. I like to go places where there's just good competition all the time.
The big awards party on Saturday was pretty good.
Yep. Yep.
Donna puts on good events. Thanks, Donna.
That she does, for sure.
Yep.
And we enjoy being there.
So has Grid Life talked about going to Ozarks at all?
I've talked with Adam, who is the like the motorsports director for them. I've talked to him a few times. I poke him every time I see him. Hey, let's go to Ozarks. They're real close to me. I'd really like a Grid Life event 2 hours away.
Yeah.
And not a minimum of 8, right?
Yep.
That's the closest one we go to. Yeah. And then I've asked, JR every time I see him, hey, JR, have they gotten with you about a date yet? Come on. Come on. Let's do this. Because like Ozarks is big enough for a festival.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool to have a festival at Ozarks. However, the area just, I don't think you could support a festival there's just not enough hotels.
Yeah. You'd have to go over to Osage Beachside for the hotels.
Yep. Which are 30 minutes away and not super convenient, right? However, yeah, I mean, I guess their biggest one being Gingerman, the Midwest Fest for Grid Life is, that town is relatively big. So there's probably enough hotels there. However, I would say probably half the people camp there.
Yeah.
So, in Ozarks, there's plenty of space for camping.
Yep.
And so JR.
I think they're even, I think I heard they're building some more.
Oh, yeah?
So
cool.
I think they're, because they got the next September, NASA Nationals.
Mm-hmm. NASA Nationals is coming there. Yeah.
It's going to be massive.
I was just talking about like primitive camping.
Oh, okay.
Not even hookups.
Well,
so
yeah,
like,
I mean, you can.
The vast majority of people that go to Midwest Fest are all primitive style camping.
I mean,
some have generators and stuff they bring them themselves, right?
Yeah.
But it's not electrical hookups, anything of that. I don't think there's a single electrical hookup on site.
I see people tent camping up at Turn 14 all the time.
Yep, for sure. Hey, we still do it sometimes. I try not to as much as I can anymore. I'm 36 now.
It's nice to wake up and have a nice shower. And
Yep. I feel 46, 56 every time I get up. But yeah. So I've talked to them multiple times about doing events there, and hopefully they do. Hopefully, I know they've at least been in talks. So I can only hope, and I would love it, and let's really hope it happens in 2025. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But because how cool would that be to give us another opportunity to go to Ozarks?
Yeah.
Although this year I didn't really run at Ozarks, my own car, very much.
Slacker.
It's just not set up well for Ozarks. Like, Ozarks is so much compression, and I like a car that's set up slightly softer, right? We run enough downforce that you put any amount of downforce on that car, and it hits the ground a lot.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to beat the crap out of it. But it works so well everywhere else that I also don't want to change it.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to for next year, though. Like, with Nationals being at Ozarks, we're going to have to do some events there to get ready for NASA Nationals. So,
Yep.
That being said, I'm not a NASA member yet, but
got to work on that.
plan on signing up and registering and being a member so we can do the NASA events next year.
Yeah, I'll be running.
However,
I'll be running the media team out there.
Yeah, last couple of years we haven't had a chance to go to an event ourselves, right? We've been doing trackside services for Steven when he's been at the events, and our single trailer doesn't really work for bringing two, but we bought a big giant 3-place trailer, so
we'll have to insert picture here.
Yeah, picture of it with 3 cars on there, and so that's been great. We've taken it to a couple events now with 3 cars on there, and had a good time. So, yeah. So let's see, Nationals.
Oh man, so another one that I really loved out there this year was Evolve GT motorcycles.
The motorcycles.
Oh man, that was so much fun.
Yeah,
first motorcycle event we've had out there, and it was freaking awesome. And I think I'm waiting for the schedule to come out, but I think they're putting on like 4 events this year out there.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to go out for one. It's been a few years since I've had a motorcycle, and I never did any motorcycle track days or anything like that. But motorcycles are a ton of fun.
Yeah,
so
I had a great time shooting them.
Now they also don't use full course, but
not yet.
Yeah, not yet. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Because I imagine
still just doing that outer ring was still pretty sweet.
Yeah, I imagine the people that tested that little, because they just did 1, 2, and then 3, right? And at 3 took the loop back around to 15, 16.
Nope. They so pit in and pit out was was right at 8. They made a separate entrance at turn 8. Mm-hmm. So like you would pit out there.
Okay.
And you get on track, go to 9. So basically you come back around the outer loop and you exit off at 8 as well. Yeah.
That's not what I had anticipated when I heard that they were just using the loop.
But I think they might be changing it this year. But like if you go out there now, at least I know at the end of the season they still had the pit line painted out there, but some people weren't real thrilled with that in and out section. So I think Brett said they might change it up.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yep, we'll have to get out there for that one.
Yeah,
watch one of them at least. Those seems like it'd be a good time. Plus, I mean, an expert motorcycle person on that track has got to be a ton of fun.
Oh man,
could you imagine what? Yeah. So they're taking a much different area than I thought they were. Could you imagine what the roller coaster feels like at 150 miles an hour?
Everybody I talked to, they were having a blast.
Those motorcycles accelerate so fast, right?
Yeah.
Like we do 130 miles an hour over the second hump.
Yeah.
There's no way that they have to have the possibility of doing at least 150.
Yeah.
Or more. Right? If you have the cojones to hold the throttle that far open, right? But I can't imagine what that feels like. Just like to lose weight, coming over and then back down. Not even getting air, right? But just the weightless feeling of that.
Yeah.
It's got to be sweet. And then back down into the ground for 8, digging up the corner, leaning 60 degrees. It's got to be cool.
Yep. I got some really sweet pictures of it.
Cool. Yep. So Nationals first week of September, like 5, 6, 7, 8 or something like that.
Yeah, I think
roughly the same weekend it was this year in Utah. We'll be out. We'll have a big trailer. We'll have full of people.
Yep.
We've talked a couple of times about doing customer appreciation, something like that at the at the lake house one of those days. So we'll see. Because by the time you get past the first 2 days, right, practice and qualifying, then you really don't have a lot left for.
You don't.
Yeah. Well, you do, right? You're taking stuff all the time, but there's a session each day after that. So
But for nationals, I'm probably gonna be pretty swamped.
Well, that'd be good for you.
Yeah, have to, it'll be the first time I'll have a team of people, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
but
have they told you anything about kind of what you're doing?
No, I'm supposed to hear from them here. I would assume in the next month or so.
Okay, well, hopefully get I can start working it out.
Yeah,
because then you can kind of test something out at the events leading up to it. That'd be cool. Yep. You gonna give you your own office up there for that day or weekend?
Probably
or
not.
Week?
I don't know how that's all gonna work, but
are you're gonna be just running everything media related, right?
Yeah, that's what that's my understanding.
Or just pictures.
I think just pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but basically, I think because they're gonna want, grid shots, garage shots, and then I figured I might have at least 2 people doing action shots on track, and then we're gonna have somebody, picking up memory cards and offloading it on the computer. And
yep. So does that mean you're not actually going to be shooting that weekend?
I'll be shooting.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
they're the best, anyways.
Thanks.
Somebody else should be running the team. You should be the team. Note to NASA: don't let them not take pictures.
No, I'm always going to take pictures. I love it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's real good.
Yep. And speaking of pictures, we have a.
You brought some new ones that you got from last month.
Yeah, the PSI event. Yeah, the PSI event.
Last PSI event. Yeah.
PSI Motorsports. Let's see. I think this one actually was.
Bring that one up first. That one's pretty sweet.
This was the first one taken on a Friday night. Right around 9 p.m., 8:50, 8:30, something like that. I don't know how well you can see this. Hopefully you can see this pretty good.
Yeah, that should be a good spot.
So this is turn 11.
Oh, hold on. We got to insert photo here, right?
Insert photo.
It's the first time we actually have the photo to insert.
Oh, yeah. Insert photo. I was like, what? Turn 11. I went out there to get some star shots. And then I gave Jimmy, the security guy, a call. And I was like, hey, you do me a favor and come drive through turn 11, get me some nice light trails. And he was excited about doing that, and the picture came out amazing.
Yeah, this one looks really cool.
Yeah, I love this one.
It's a metal print, so it shows a lot of the detail in like colors very boldly. Unfortunately, on camera, this might glare in some places, but
try different angles.
Man, this shot. Hopefully, this one goes to the shop at Ozarks because this picture. So, like a couple of these other ones in here, I love the taillight trail, but the really cool part I think of this one is
you see the car coming and going.
Yep, yeah. So you can see the headlights coming in, and I think a lot of these light pictures from people are taken elevated, so it just looks like taillights and headlights on the track, right? Like you can tell that this is a few feet off the track the whole way through, and I think that's really super cool.
Yeah.
So it just adds another dimension. So this one right here is sweet.
Yeah, this is
love it.
And then
yeah.
All right. So then we got this one. This is turn 16, and this one actually was kind of a I had James Pesic, JR's son at the Ozarks International, getting the Milky Way. And then it wasn't until I got home and was going through all the photos that we saw this little guy. And that's the comet. So I was super excited to get the comet and the Milky Way in one shot with some light trails. So James was out there with his Mustang, and we were just setting up a bunch of different shots. We started off at turn 7, going down through the roller coaster. Then we went over to 16 here, And then we went to the S's. And so
like I think this one is interesting because like this seems like headlights, but then it also seems like you had the glow of the taillights on the track too, which is really cool.
Yep. Yeah, this one came out good too.
Yep. Real nice.
Set that there. Okay. And this is the
We got plenty of pictures to show you.
Yeah.
Insert another picture.
Yes. Insert photo. This one is going down through the S's. And it's a really cool light trail shot with some stars.
Yeah, so this is coming out of Carousel down through a big compression zone up to the S's.
Yep.
Again, I really like, that here you can tell the taillights are up off. And I actually, I didn't see this on the pictures that you sent me on the phone as much, but like when we pulled it out of the package, this right here, it's like light distortion glow. It's pretty sweet.
Yep.
So I like that.
And then the last one is the Milky Way again through the roller coaster. And then it also has the Comet as well. So yeah, just a nice variety I got.
Where were you at on track here?
I'm in the middle of the track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Why?
I just, because I didn't actually look super close at this one. And I don't think I could tell again on my phone that it looked like you're standing on track.
Yeah.
Or at least the tripod was set up on track, right?
Yeah, tripod. I'm standing there with the tripod.
Yeah.
But James is parked. He's parked about 5 feet behind me, next to me. And so it's
not like he's driving past you at 80 miles an hour. No,
yeah.
I'm not saying that. I just didn't notice that it looked like you're actually standing.
The hard part
track.
for him was so he had to run it without the headlights. I mean, he's got the driving lights on, but with the headlights, everything was too bright.
Right ahead of him.
So he had to just run the running lights, and for him that was tough because all he can see is reflections off the cones because it's so dark outside.
Yeah.
He did great. So they came out real good.
Yeah, I guess you probably don't realize how dark it actually gets at Ozarks until it's dark at Ozarks. It's quite dark.
Yeah. You could actually see when you go up to turn 14 and it's just black. October I found is the best time of year to see the Milky Way out there. And you can actually see it with your eyes just looking at the sky. But then once you actually put the camera on it, then it really brings it out.
You got to watch out for those catamounts, though.
I'm always worried about other creatures out there, which is why I usually try to, when I'm doing the star shots, I don't go out there by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of holes that you've sent pictures of that look like a badger hole. Now, I don't know if there's actually badgers this far south.
I was told they're armadillos. And I've seen the armadillos out there on the track, but I don't know. I don't know what kind of hole they make or what.
I don't know either, but I don't know if I want to find a pissed off armadillo either. I know they're supposed to wrap up into a ball and play dead, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you corner one? You corner anything on pissed off. I don't want to see it, right?
Yep.
I'm sure they got some. They can dig, right? They obviously dig a hole, so I'm sure they got some claws on them.
Yeah.
I don't want to find out.
I don't want to find out either. But when season 2025 starts out, these prints, or a couple of these, are going to be for sale at the Ozarks store. And we will also have them for sale here at Dare to Dream.
Yep.
So
we have plenty of your prints to look at here if you want to come take a look at what they look like ahead of time.
Yep.
You can't see, but behind here is all three of the aerial track shots that you've taken.
Yep.
You have the Storm.
I think that one was from the first year the track was open.
The Storm?
No, the sunrise.
Yeah.
Sunrise.
That would make sense because if you look real close on there, I think there's a few things that aren't there.
Yep,
that are there now. The store's not there. Yeah. It's just a grassy hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a toss up for me as to, and we'll have to put them in here, right? We'll take a picture of what the 3 pictures are, and we'll put them up here. That way you can see what I'm trying to explain. But
yeah,
I can't decide if I like the sunset photo better or the storm. I mean,
the storm is my absolute favorite.
They're both so good.
I've been trying, like when I took the storm one, I've been trying for a couple of years to get a good like roll cloud shot.
Yeah.
And it's like I was always either didn't have my camera with me when it happened, or I was in the middle of doing something else and I couldn't take a picture. So to be able to do it at the racetrack was freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. Plus, my car's in there, so
yeah,
I can point out where it should be. I think it's behind another car, but I can see my truck and such. So
yeah,
it's there. And then we have this one. This is one that you took.
Yeah, that was up in Hastings.
Yep. We'll be getting one of the Corvette, and I prematurely picked one maybe because there's ones from this weekend or last weekend that are really good too. Where I'm like, that would have been a really nice picture too.
Can always get more than one.
Yeah. There's always more, right? And then we have 2 more in the entranceway.
Those are star shots from last year.
Yep. Yeah. One's a Milky Way, and I don't remember what the other one is. But
the Milky Way at turn 14. And then, oh man, I don't have a display one of like one of my other favorite star shots. I've got from turn 14 shooting towards 13 is really cool. We'll insert picture here. It's freaking sweet. It's another one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's hard not to get a good photo there.
I have so many pictures. I'm just like, oh man, I can just like completely fill my office like with all these. Yeah. Actually, the one I'm talking about, shooting from 14 to 13, I actually have in my office as a 24 by 36 metal print. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then same thing with the storm one. I've got the storm on canvas as a 30 by 60.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've got one more too that I always forget about.
What's that one?
The one that you did for us that actually says Dare to Dream with.
Oh yeah.
I think it's actually this photo behind it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's a 20 by 60 canvas. Yeah.
Sounds really cool too. Real cool.
Yep.
So yeah, if you want to look at what they look like, see what the stuff is, they're here.
Yep. Feel free to stop by.
We'll show you. This is the waiting room. You get to walk in here anyway, so it's not like this is a special room that you have to go into. This is the waiting room.
That's right.
Yeah, we've said we were going to make a podcast only room, but we haven't quite got there yet. So
I don't know. I like this room. It's nice and scenic.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's got all the cool stuff in it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, your 2025 season, everything Ozarks again? Or are you going to travel this time?
Most everything's at Ozarks, yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing as much Ozarks as I can, and then I've been working with a lot of really great groups out there, and
yeah.
Nothing
wrong with that.
I'll probably travel with a couple for the NASA events, but yeah, mostly it's going to be Ozarks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you had to have done 20 events this year.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, first, but
or at least days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely more than that.
No, days for sure.
Yeah.
But events, probably pretty close.
October, I was out there every weekend.
Yep. So. Yeah. October was heavy.
Yeah, that was nonstop.
But it felt like it was almost that way. At least 2 to 3 per month.
Yeah.
So,
yep,
it's cool.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep. Yeah, we were just talking about our schedule earlier with a couple of people, and I don't know every NASA event. I think, bar one. I think one falls on a Grid Life event that I want to be at. But other than that, I think that leaves us like 6 or 7 NASA events. Then we'll go to. We're gonna try to do every Grid Life event next year.
Yeah,
we're gonna try. We were gonna try this year. I went to the first Grid Life event. Blew the engine up in the damn Corvette, and then missed 3 or 4 in a row getting that put back together.
Yeah,
because unfortunately they kind of bunch them up pretty fast at the beginning. There's a lull in the middle when the really hot summers where there's like 1 a month, and then 3 or 4 again right at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of makes it for a rough time if you kill an engine or hurt something in the beginning of the year, the end of the year. But this year, we are finally going. In this year, I mean 2025. We are finally going to make it to Super Lab Battle, which is a global time attack event, I know, but Grid Life is down there running GLTC, so we see a lot of the same people, or will see a lot of the same people.
Which track?
So, COTA, Circuit of the Americas. Yeah. Okay. Finally, we've been trying to get there for 3 or 4 years easily. It could be even more than that, but the Mustang needed so much every winter that a lot of times, our car is last priority, right? So compared to all the other customers, it always ran long. Or, the one year that we were ready, we went out and did a test and just found too many things, that were not quite where they needed to be at a couple weeks out, and just didn't want to rush it and then, find more problems. So we put a perfectly running car on the trailer after Hallett this year, and we're going to put a perfectly running car back on the trailer.
Yeah.
To go to Super Lab Battle. So
when is that event?
Historically, it's always been like March 6th, 7th, or 8th, whatever the first official weekend is in March. However, this year, it is now first weekend in April. Something like that. So maybe first or second. But early April. So I think it sort of may fall roughly same weekend as shoot.
NASA's start. I haven't updated my 2025 calendar yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. But I think there may be just a track day at Hedge Hollow or something that weekend.
Oh yeah,
something like that. So we may miss that one, but I have to go to Super Lab Battle.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't interfere with anything, because I'd like to go out there. And I've never been to COTA, so I think it'd be really cool to get some shots out there.
Yeah, Super Lab Battle is the Super Bowl for time attack cars.
All right, Hedge Hollow is March 22nd.
Okay, we'll be fine for that one. But is there one early April?
No.
Okay, good. Then we'll be fine.
Oh, early April?
Yeah.
11th to 13th is Ozarks.
Shit.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't know my phone. We're using my phone to record.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah, Super Lab Battle 2025. That sounds like roughly that same weekend.
Hold on. I might be able to Google this.
If it is, we're missing the first event. Damn it.
Let's see. What did I say NASA's was? NASA was
11, 12, 13.
11, 12, 13. And Super Lap Battle is 12th and 13th.
Yeah.
Man.
For all those people that I just told that every NASA event was perfectly fine.
Disregard.
Every NASA event is still fine. We'll be at Circuit of the Americas. So.
Damn it.
Yeah, that really does suck.
Yeah, because I know if I miss that NASA event, I'll have some very unhappy people.
Fuck. If you pay me enough, I'll be at the NASA event. Damn it. Yeah. I thought it was that track day, which wasn't going to be a big deal. But.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, well. I think, shoot, that first NASA event, Nick will have his new car out there, the Porsche, and
maybe if he comes to the NASA events.
Oh, is he changing?
Yeah, sounds like he's gonna be running a different series.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. Damn, that would suck.
I talked to him and he said he was still gonna try to come out to all the Ozark events, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Hopefully, I want to get pictures of that car.
Yeah. GT3 Cup car. Why would you not?
Exactly.
It's a 992, a 991.2. I don't. Fucking Porsche's all the same.
I'm terrible with.
It's a GT3 Cup car. Yeah. It's a good car.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a giant Porsche guy. I know what a 996, 997, 991, 992. I know what they look like, but by the time you've seen, if you could line 50 of them up, and they all look the same.
Carl could tell you every one of them.
That's okay. That's what Carl does.
I know.
But yeah, nope. I will be at Super Lap Battle. Will be at Super Lap Battle.
I will not.
That's too bad.
I know.
Coda's amazing. I mean,
I haven't been out there yet, so I've been wanting to go.
Plus the
another track to.
Was Formula One race a month later than it normally is there? Like, it's awesome, the early events, because it's still freshly painted.
Yeah.
Right? So it just looks so good.
So what, do they paint it every year?
Every year.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Or at least parts of it get freshly painted every year because of Coda gets a lot of use, right?
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Or else you can't stay open.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, it looks really cool. The stars and red, white, and blue. Looks really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good old Texas.
Hell yeah. Everything's bigger than Texas. Cowboys and assholes. Yep. Let's see. So we've kind of gone through everything summer related. Kind of early 2025 schedule wise, we went through a bunch of stuff, what our favorite events were. We've got some more stuff to talk about, but we're got to be roughly an hour in. So I think we'll wrap it up for tonight. We'll be back sometime pretty shortly to give you another one because we've got to talk about what our plans here at Data Dream are for the winter projects. We've already talked. Corvette's probably not getting a lot of stuff. I want to put it on the trailer perfectly fine for Super Lab Battle.
Yep.
We'll probably get some aero stuff, but not a lot of power or anything like that. Nothing that's going to mess with what it does.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we'll talk to you about what we're going to do, what projects to expect to see from us. We got a lot of long-term projects that we can work on and hopefully get wrapped up by the springtime for us. But yeah, we'll be back to talk about that, and maybe we can get Andy to talk through a few of his, favorite pictures and such. Since he said I got a whole 90 million pictures I've taken. He's got to taken 100,000 pictures of Ozarks at this point in time, right?
So I know I have at least 65,000 shots on my website.
Yeah, and
from different events.
Well, no. But 65,000, and those are like edited photos.
Yeah.
And so, like, imagine how many you just throw away from being duplicates and doubles and blurry and that sort of thing that have just been tossed aside. It has to be doubled in that at least, maybe triple.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Especially like if I'm shooting, I know like when I shoot like a real slow shutter, and I'm shooting in burst mode. Yeah, a lot of those are. Yeah.
There goes 50 shots.
Yeah, especially if I'm shooting like I'm trying to think of. I'll have to come up with a picture here.
Like through the trees.
When I'm some of those, when I'm shooting like a 1/13 of a second, like super slow, and you can start to see the cars through the trees.
Yeah,
there's a lot of throwaways. Those are really hard to do, but once they come out, man, they look amazing.
Yep.
Did I ever get one of yours like that?
Nope. I don't know. Well, I mean, we haven't been.
I had a problem with your car, like at Hallett with the white balance. I don't know what it was. If it's like that green blue combo, like I love the color scheme.
Yeah.
But my camera was just like, oh no, like I don't know. It just the white balance kept freaking out.
It very well could be because like on camera, those are two very different colors, right?
Yeah.
And so if you try to, I
think it was the tracking. Like if I'm doing like one of my pan shots,
yeah,
and I'm trying to, yeah,
like if you try to make the green clear, the blue may not be.
Like this weekend, I had the white balance set for bright sunlight, and because like I used to stop shooting like auto white balance a few months ago, and I try to go with if it's like cloudy or sunny out, just so I've got a consistent color scheme going on.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know what it was with that car. It just like kept trying to throw the colors off, and weird.
Yeah. It is a very weird car,
but a sweet car.
It is sweet. Oh yeah, we've got to go through just overall plans for that car too. Like, what are we going to do with it?
Yep.
It's going up for sale. So.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I don't need it.
The Vet?
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I hope nobody buys it, but if somebody pays the price, I'm going to ask for it. Yeah. If you want a well-sorted LS3 powered tri-sump C5 Corvette with aero on it already, that works very well, and you have $28,000, come talk. It flat works.
Yeah.
All the time.
Is that going to be put towards fixing the Mustang?
No.
No.
That car would probably be for sale too.
Oh, damn.
Now, I don't know. I just need to drive it, right? Like, if I drive it, I'll fall back in love with that car. But, that car failed me again right at the end.
Yeah.
So, and that's still broken.
It's because you've been working on the Vet.
Yeah. Well, that axle's still running. I haven't even ordered the axle.
Oh, okay.
I'm positive it's the axle again. I haven't even looked.
Yeah.
Took the engine out, rolled into the corner, and said, I'll see you again in a year. It's now been a year. I'm still not worried about it yet.
Yeah.
I do have to get that car running though.
Yep.
Yeah. But, we've got to talk about plans for that car too, because we could be doing something with that.
Yeah.
We got a lot of cars and a lot of plans. I've got cars I'm sure people don't even know about. Hell, I think the one car that is going to be our main focus this year, the last time I did something with that car, I had maybe a fifth of the subscribers that we have on the channel currently.
Yeah.
Like over half of the people probably don't know I have that car.
Is it the red one I'm thinking about?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
Red and blue.
Red and blue?
Yeah, it's blue and red and yellow and primer gray. If anybody knows what color that is of a car in the shop.
Yeah.
It's very multiple colors.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. That's my current plan of I want to drive that car in the summertime next year. But yeah, we'll see. But anyways, we're already giving too much away from the next episode. Hopefully, Andy's going to be down at the lake house this year with a one last thing from the Ozarks. And then I think we'll try to do another podcast early next week.
Yep.
This one will hopefully come out in the next couple of days. Yeah. And then I've got another video that I've got to edit for the Subaru already. Oh, yeah, Subaru. These people don't even know I bought a Subaru. At least not if you're only watching the podcast, you know I bought a Subaru. If you're watching the actual full channel, you know I bought a Subaru.
Not a race Subaru.
No, not a race one. It's going to be my winter. I keep calling it a winter beater, right?
Yeah.
I had a love for that car when I was young, right? That car came out in 2002, 2003. I would have been 16. So
Damn, son.
prime time for me to want, that car, right?
Yeah.
Well, so that, anyways, we'll talk about it fully in the next episode of what we're going to do with that car, what it is. But that's going to be like what I would have done if I was a teen and had that car. Yes, I have adult money right now, but I'm going to build that as if I would have done it then. So, less money will be put into that.
Yeah.
Same full effort, less money.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's it. We're going to wrap up now. We are probably at an hour and 15 minutes. If you make it through this full podcast, thanks. We're coming back with more.
Whoop, whoop.
And we'll try to figure out next summer how to do more when it is super busy time for us.
We'll have to do like a Thanksgiving episode or something. Like, not on Thanksgiving, but like around there.
Yeah, we could do one of those. Couple other ones. Maybe we'll get a Turduncan. You know what a Turduncan is?
That sounds familiar, but I'm trying to remember. Was that from Saturday
Turkey,
Night Live?
duck, and chicken.
Is that what
No,
it is?
it's from John Madden. NFL football.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Miss you, John Madden. There's no better announcer ever. I could go back and listen to his old NFL broadcast just because you're that good.
And God, who was the other guy that he was announced with?
I don't remember.
It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Is it Al?
No, it's crap.
It was Al, wasn't it?
Al?
Yeah, Al. Shit, what is his last name? He does the Amazon Prime Thursday night ones now.
No.
You don't think so?
Because they're
All right, this is it. After this, we really got to
Pat Summerall.
Pat Summerall.
That's what I knew.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's always John Madden and Pat Summerall, man. Those two are the best.
Okay. I don't remember Pat Summerall though.
I'm sure if you saw a picture of him, you're like,
I'm sure.
oh, yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah. John Madden's just iconic, right? Madden NFL football game. Who hasn't played that game?
Yep.
All right. That's it. We'll be back real soon for another podcast.
Have a good night, everybody.
Peace out.